Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast, episode number 6. This one's called Don't Cry for Me, South Korea.
This is Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast. I don't reckon I know what a podcast is, but whatever it is, this here is one. And now, two fellers that make a cow go oink and a pig go moo, Bill Watt and Barry Patilla.
Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast. I'm Barry Patilla.
I'm Bill Watts. How are you?
Good. Hey, you know, we've, Bill, good talking to you. We've been away for a few weeks, this, that, and the other going on, just, you know, but...
you were on paternity leave, weren't you?
I was. I'm feeling much better now, though. Bill, we were going to do a show last week, and Bill, of course, works part-time at the Hyundai plant in Georgia, and and he was detained by ICE, and as a matter of fact, he's doing the show right now aboard a jet headed to South Korea, so at least we were able to get one more show in before you get back to South Korea. So
pretty good quality considering I'm on a jet.
Yeah.
On the way to South Korea.
It really is. It sounds great. I think it's...
but I'm glad, I'm grateful. You know, I'm really upset about the fact that I lost my job at the Hyundai plant. But I'm also ecstatic because I'm headed to my homeland.
Yes. Now, are we 100% sure they're going to let you back into the country?
Barry, are we 100% sure about anything anymore?
Well, this is true. So...
I mean, Who the crap knows?
We don't know. Don't know nothing. It's a crazy, mixed up kind of world these days. So, but
Even
good luck.
More so than usual.
Good luck to you. Hopefully we can continue the show. If you can get maybe get some kind of unlimited long distance thing, you can call in and we can do the show. Me here at beautiful Panama City Beach, and you and beautiful South Korea.
Yeah, well, South Korea's got beaches, too.
They do. Seoul is a very, very nice town, very pretty city.
You talk as though you've been to Seoul.
I've seen pictures.
We both know you don't have any soul.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking Saragossa. My bad. Go ahead.
It's easy to confuse the two.
Saragossa,
really Seoul, it's understandable.
If you're from the Jasper, Alabama area like Bill and myself, you know what Saragossa is. If you're not, then you probably have no idea what we're talking about. But Saragossa...
That's right.
A lovely
okay.
area. It's good to be back on the show with you. I've missed doing the show the past few weeks, but we have so much to talk about on the show today.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, but a lot of it we can't talk about. But
a lot of it we would like to talk about, but we can't. You're right.
So what's on your mind? Anything on your mind? Dare I ask what's on your mind?
Well, I just watching a lot of the news lately, sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Got the news going on, and noticed some things that one thing that I found very interesting. The Department of War.
Department of War.
It's not the Department of Defense anymore. It's the Department of War. It sounds more ominous, doesn't it? It sounds more threatening, more manly.
It is testosterone laden.
Yeah. Department of War.
We used to have a Department of War. Then we became a Department of Defense.
Yeah, it was Department of War. You had the different branches. You had the Army. You had the Army Air Corps or whatever that was. And then, everything changed up. It was the Department of Defense. But, yes, at one time it was the Department of War. So,
it was the Department of War. Originally it was the Department of War.
Yes.
That was a long time ago. And that was... a bit much, so we backed off a little bit, saying, we don't like to be aggressive or come across as aggressive, even though sometimes we are.
Yeah.
And so we thought that just like the Romans did, the Romans never fought an offensive war, they fought defensive wars.
Yeah.
Which was a crock, but, we like to think of ourselves that way, so...
Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Now we want to be the Department of War. Like the aggressor. Hey, don't mess with us. Well, it's the Department of War. We'll get the Department of War after you.
We need to come up with. I really hadn't thought about it, but we really need to come up with some different names for other departments.
For example, what could we do? Department of Education could be what? Department of Reading, Writing, Arithmetic.
Yeah, well, that brings back memories of Bob James.
There you go. Fob. We were fobbed several times, weren't we, Bill?
We were indeed fobbed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On more than one occasion. Then his son tried to fob us, but Didn't work.
Didn't work. We learned our lesson.
Yeah,
First
well,
few
I don't know if we
times, I
learned our
guess.
lesson or not, but we sure as heck didn't elect him.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. I remember when he ran. It was not successful. What else? The Department of Energy.
Department of Energy? What could the Department of Energy be?
Department of Voodoo. Ooh, it's scary. It's of the devil.
The Department of Voodoo? Yeah.
Yeah, Department of Voodoo. Because, you flip a light switch on, and it's like a light comes on, and it's like voodoo. It's of the devil.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
Well, and we have a lot of government workers that are like zombies, so it would fit in nicely with voodoo.
Well, okay, Bill Watt. BILLWATT.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking. He is joking, folks.
Well, National Institute of Health might become, such. We need to talk about Robert Kennedy Jr. I mean, we could talk about that as well. I mean, we're going back to the days of leeches and bloodlettings and trying to keep the balance of the four humors.
Absolutely, because you don't want to. If, supposedly, what I hear, if you get a vaccine, they can track you. Now, I don't know who they are. They're like millions of people in a room with TV screens, and they're watching every American citizen. They're tracking them. I just don't understand how it works.
Man, they're already tracking you on your cell phone.
Yeah.
So forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, that as far as tracking you with a vaccine.
Yeah.
No, they're already tracking your cell phone.
They're tracking you. So, you're being watched. No matter what you do, you're being watched.
Yeah,
Satellites,
that's
all these satellites. Elon Musk is launching like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of satellites. And supposedly it's for like a cell network, but it's really just more eyes in the sky.
I tell you something we got to talk about that is really getting on my nerves. There are of course, you work at an establishment where you see this all the time.
Sure.
But seasonal stuff like, Christmas stuff coming out in August.
Oh man, yeah, Once one holiday is over, immediately the next day you've got the next holiday stuff out on the floor. No matter how far away it is, it could be 2 or 3 months, but there it is.
Yeah. Well, what's getting on my nerves is that now Halloween is right there behind Christmas. I mean, I know. We were right around town the other day, and people are already having Halloween directions out.
That's crazy.
Decorations out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. It seems a little early because we're taping this, early September. You got nearly 2 months, and it just seems a little early to me. Some people apparently not, but to me, almost 2 months, it's a bit of a reach.
For those of you that aren't listening, we're editing out some. Barry's had some severe respiratory issues.
Yeah.
And either that or it's a really good imitation. I think it's an excellent imitation.
Like that.
It's a great.
Yeah, I'm coughing pretty bad, pretty congested.
It's a great imitation of Doc Holliday off Tombstone.
Was that Val Kilmer?
If that was Val Kilmer, yes it was.
I'll be a Huckleberry now.
So anyway, but that has gotten my nerves here lately because I just noticed that people are already putting out Halloween decorations, and I know some people will never take them down.
Well, you see that too with Christmas. You just leave them up. It makes it easy. You don't have to fool with it the next year because it's already up there. I have seen on at least 2 occasions Santa Claus and his reindeer that stay on top of homes year round.
Yeah, people also keep their lights up all year too.
Yeah, I guess
teardrop lights off the front porch.
I guess they think, well, as long as we don't turn them on, it's okay. But no, it's not. But I know they're a pain. I know it's difficult, but to leave them up is, to me, that seem a little tacky to you, Billy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah. Of course, you have the giant inflatable Easter bunny out year round, but I guess that's okay.
Well, you're pretty fond of inflatables yourself.
I have a collection.
Speaking of collectibles,
yes.
Are you familiar with Labubu dolls?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of Labubu dolls.
Apparently, these dolls are like really expensive. These are kind of like there's always these stupid trends like Cabbage Patch dolls.
Yeah.
And, around Christmas we had Tickle Me Elmo years ago.
Well, when I was young, I had the $6 Million Man, right? And all of his accessories. When you were young, you had Stick. And so, yeah, there's trends come and go. And so what is it again?
True story.
Yeah,
True story.
Go ahead.
No, true story.
Yeah.
When I was young, of course, I was a big fan of Tarzan.
Okay.
Tarzan. Mm-hmm. Well, my mom, when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8, got me what they call a dickie. You know what a dickie is?
Work clothes, Dickies.
It's like, well, yeah, but it's like, this is like a, it's like a turtleneck. You wear it up under a shirt like a little turtleneck.
Sure.
Well, I thought it was a loincloth like Tarzan.
Yeah.
So there's a nice image for you, buddy.
How did you think that was a loincloth?
Because it seemed like, well, I mean, she knows I was a big fan of Tarzan. Of course, I put it on, and she's like, I'm raising an idiot, so, but I was immediately corrected and shamed.
Well, she was right, but yeah, next time I watch a Tarzan movie, I'm going to see if he's wearing a turtleneck.
I hope next time you watch a Tarzan movie, you think about me.
Unfortunately, I will. I'll have to avoid those. But anyway. But did you say something at some point about Labubu dolls or something? I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Are you in a damn iron lung or what's the deal?
Ever since Gulf of Mexico changed to a Gulf of America, I've had congestion. I don't know if it's related or not. Go ahead.
Well, Labubu dolls have been all the rage apparently since 2019.
Really? Because I've never heard of them.
Well, I haven't either till recently, but recently thieves apparently, there's people that apparently do know about these things, broke into a toy shop in California and stole some $7,000 worth of Labubu dolls.
Labubu dolls.
So this has been known as the Great Labubu Heist.
The Great Labubu Heist. Well, I'm sure there's a Netflix movie in the works.
Well, it could be. It would be one heck of a documentary. So, at this place called One Stop Sales, which sounds like,
yeah,
Dollar General type place. But anyway, east of Los Angeles, where they had these Labubu dolls, 1:30 in the morning this happened. 4 robbers broke in wearing masks and hoodies, trashed the place before leaving with boxes of Labubu dolls. And they made off with $7,000 worth of Labubu products. And then, just to top it off, they were using a stolen Toyota Tacoma to commit the crime.
Well, chances are, if you are going to go to the trouble of stealing $7,000 worth of Labubu dolls, you probably committed crimes other than that, earlier crimes like stealing a Toyota.
I'm guessing just by the nature of, I don't think these are going to be, I think these guys are not going to be on the loose very long. I think they're going to be apprehended pretty soon.
You think so? Well, if you're trying to peddle stolen Labubu dolls, chances are they're the ones from that break-in. It's kind of sad because there are kids who might have gotten a Labubu doll for Christmas, and now maybe they won't be able to because the supply was interrupted or something. I don't know, but it's kind of sad to think about.
Yeah, but I've never heard of Labubu dolls, but it doesn't surprise me that there's not a trend like that,
Sure, because you always have these trends, like you say, Cabbage Patch dolls and different things, and when you were a young fire, and it's kind of sad. Labubu dolls, I'll have to look those up.
We actually had toys like lawn darts. I actually played, and I'm not lying when I say this. This is sad. I have some organ music playing here because you need some sad music.
Find the appropriate music, yes.
Yes, but when I was like 6 or 7, we couldn't afford an electric football set, like, little players, an electric football set,
right.
All the rage that I eventually got later in life. But,
yes.
But so I played with canned food items in the kitchen floor.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And then your mom cut an extension cord and stripped the ends, and then she plugged it in, and then she said, "Here, Bill, just touch this up against the can, and then they'll jump like electric football or something." And you were of course electrocuted, but it's She tried.
Funny, Mom.
She really tried.
Yeah, she did.
Yes,
she tried.
yes.
Did the best she could. Mama tried.
Electric football was weird because they just vibrated around. They weren't actually trying to do anything. It's not like they were
You couldn't control them.
No, you couldn't. It's just the one. You had the little rod that controlled, I guess, the quarterback or the whoever had the ball or whatever, and you try to get him down to the end zone. But the rest of them were just like zzz, moving around in circles. Bzzz.
And it was just like that. Zzz.
Yeah, it was. It was. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. That was high tech for the time. Now I had an operation game. Remember where you had to get the bone and all this stuff out, and without touching the side there, it would go zzz, and then the red nose would light up.
Yeah, I actually, we had a form of that game when I was young, but we couldn't afford. I mean, we actually had we had human cadavers.
Yeah, I started to say, or human cadavers. News story about the mailman was missing. Well, he's in your garage.
We've had some pretty bad jobs in our lives.
Sure, yeah, we have. You thinking of anyone in particular?
No, I'm not thinking anyone in particular.
I'm just checking.
No, but I've got a list here of some of the worst jobs in America. And number one, I think you would agree with this. I've never really heard of this. Doesn't surprise me, I guess. But an elephant vasectomist.
Yeah, I'm thinking, why would you go into that specialty? Why would you go into that line of work to begin with?
I don't know. I can't speak for anyone. I've never met an elephant vasectomist.
Yeah. Well, next time you do, ask him, say, why this line of work? What was the interest? What in your childhood made you interested in being an elephant?
I don't know why that would be I don't know why that would be a thing unless it's impossible to get an elephant to wear a sheath.
Well, so it's necessary. I got you. All right. What else you got?
Bounty hunter.
Good money to be made, but yeah, it's pretty dangerous, I would imagine.
Once you realize that nearly half of all released felons are rearrested, it's hard to resist looking into bounty hunting, but it's not for everybody.
No, you'd have to be. You'd have to have some skills. I mean, I don't think I could do it. I don't think you could do it.
Oh, I know I couldn't do it.
There's no way.
You work for a bondsman.
Right.
He gets most of the money, and you take all the risk.
Yeah, you're getting paid a fixed amount or whatever. But yeah, that would be a very dangerous job.
Let me give you a couple more of these. Turd wrangler.
Is it what it sounds like? And if it is, how do you wrangle them?
This is apparently performing the very needed function of keeping the septic fields and holding tanks of a nation above water.
I don't quite understand, but sure. It doesn't sound pleasant, I know that.
No, it's not, it doesn't sound pleasant. But it's something involving sanitation work, obviously.
Right.
And let's see, chicken plant worker. Well, chicken plant worker does come to mind.
That's fairly common around here, and a lot of chicken plants, and that is very difficult to work. It's very
difficult. It's very difficult work, and it also, especially with what's going on this day and age, it's even more insecure.
It is, and that leaves. I think that's leaving a shortage of workers because that's work that a lot of people just won't do.
So that's just a couple I wanted to mention. There's a couple like that. The elephant vasectomist is one that just.
That would be the worst as far as that list you just gave. To me, that would be the absolute worst. I would hope that the elephant would have been sedated first. Because otherwise, I would imagine it would be very difficult and very dangerous to do.
I mean, this list has also got hazmat drivers. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Even security guards. Security guards, I don't think
could be dangerous. Yeah. Tell you something I saw the other day that really irked me. And people, there's no excuse for not knowing the law on this. I'm driving down the road, right? And there's this car. And there's two women in the front seat. One of them is holding a little baby. Got to be less than a year old. And then there's two kids, maybe 3 or 4 years old, in the back seat jumping up and down, not secured in a car seat. Even if you don't care about the law, that these kids got to be in a car seat, you got to think about the safety of your child. If you're involved in an accident, they're much more likely to die. And does that not mean anything to people anymore? I mean, I know most people it does, but you still have these idiots like this. And it just really made me angry.
Well, I understand why it made you angry. Of course, now, back in the day when I was growing up, we didn't have seatbelts.
Well, you didn't have cars, so of course no.
Yeah, we had. That's true.
Yes,
but yeah, you do see all sorts of strange things on the highway.
You do, and I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, people riding in the back of pickup trucks, maybe hanging off the back or on a couch on the back of the truck or whatever.
Is it legal for people to ride in the back of a pickup truck? I guess it varies from state to state.
It does.
Yeah, it should be illegal for anyone to ride in the back of a pickup truck. I just really think that should be something that is just across the board illegal.
I tell you what gets on my nerves, speaking of driving,
Yeah.
is that, in parking lots where it's obvious because of the arrows which way you should go,
I hate this.
people just don't even seem to notice which way it's pointed.
Or they don't care. It's a pet peeve of mine because, there's really not a lot of room for two-way traffic on those aisles.
But anyway, but that gets on my nerves. People I've almost been hit a couple of times by people driving the wrong way in a parking lot.
And you say something or you gesture, or yell out, hey, these are one way. They look at you like you're the one doing something wrong. Like you're the idiot, fussing at you or whatever. Well, you're the idiot. You're the one that, is in the wrong here, and yet you're looking at me like I'm the one doing something wrong.
And since when is it? I mean, I just never have understood. I mean, I get it. It's in every rural community, every small town.
Yeah.
But gathering in parking lots with other guys or whatever, and hanging out and playing music, just hanging out in the parking lot.
Well, in Jasper, we have the Big K parking lot was the place back when I was
There's
young.
always a parking lot where
Yes.
it seems to be a gathering place.
Big K parking lot was all the rage there at, I guess now, I'm not sure what's there now, but it was, there with McDonald's on the highway in Jasper.
Yeah.
That was, and I guess Big K was still open at the time. Maybe they already closed. I'm not sure, but that was the spot. Friday and Saturday nights, it was always packed for years. That was the gathering spot.
I don't get it. But anyway.
Well, when you were young, the gathering spot was under that tree to the west. Follow sun as it sets in sky. So that you'd all go gather.
Yeah. Is that your Tonto imitation?
We hunt for rabbits. I don't know. It really didn't make any sense because that was like kind of an Indian kind of Native American kind of thing. But
yeah, it was.
And as we've already established, you're South Korean, so that made no sense whatsoever.
Your Tonto imitation brought back memories of the Lone Ranger and Tonto. And
Yeah.
I just I don't know what that had to do with me, but
Yeah, has nothing
I mean,
whatsoever to do with you. But it was that was a fine show.
it was a fine show. And I didn't learn until late in life that Tonto, referring to the Lone Ranger, he used to always say Kimosabe, Kimosabe. Well, apparently in Navajo that means soggy bush.
Really? So he
Yeah.
was insulting the Lone Ranger.
He was.
He was.
All these years you thought he was like paying homage to him.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
know?
He was calling him a soggy bush. It's because it's an old Lyle Lovett song where one of the lyrics, Lone Ranger, he got himself a Tonto because Tonto did the dirty work for free. And I
He
think
did.
at some point, Tonto realized this and said, well, you're a soggy bush. Felt as though he was being taken advantage of, which he was, right?
Well, you always sent Tonto in to do the dirty work, and then the Lone Ranger would come in and get all the glory.
Yeah, he was the hero. And Tonto was standing back in the background thinking, you soggy bush.
And here's the thing, of course, and I just thought about this. Tonto doesn't wear a mask,
No.
but the Lone Ranger wears a mask.
Yeah, and he wasn't even, no need for him to hide out or anything because he's not going in to do any of the dangerous stuff. Tonto needed a mask.
That's a
And a hat. Yeah.
Man, talk about discriminatory. I mean, Tonto's the one that needs the mask, not the Lone Ranger.
Hey, this $1.8 billion, what is it, the Powerball jackpot? As of the taping of this show, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, $1.8 billion, the jackpot. There were 2 winning tickets. Doesn't mean that 2 people will claim it. People lose tickets or whatever. Some people wait to claim the prize. I've never understood that. I'd be afraid something would happen to the ticket. Yeah. Maybe they want to consult a lawyer or an accountant first, which might be wise. $1.8 billion. I guess you choose if you want annual payments or a lump sum. If you get a lump sum, it's going to be considerably less. And of course, Uncle Sam is going to take his part out front. But I would imagine if you were the only winner, of the $1.8 billion, you have the only ticket, you'd probably wind up with what, 600 or 700 million, maybe, after taxes and fees.
I don't know how you live on that.
I don't either. I'd be upset. I won $1.8 billion, and you expect me to live on $700 million? What's that all about? What would you do if you won, Bill? What would you do if you won that kind of money? Seriously, what would you do? I tell people I need a tire on the back of the car. I'd probably do that.
You do what now?
I need a tire on the back of the car. I'd probably buy a tire. What would you do? Seriously, what would you do with that kind of money?
What would I do with $1.8 billion?
Well, the $600 or $700 million you'd wind up with.
Or $600 or $700 million.
After taxes and such, what would you do?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess I'd pay off my car loan.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Do you still have student loans? I mean, you're like, 93 now. You still have student loans?
No, I don't have student loans. No.
You know what? The mistake you see is like NFL players that make all this money. The lottery winners, a lot of them, now some of them do. They'll get an accountant and they'll be put on an allowance. They'll invest the money. They'll spend it wisely.
Yeah.
But you hear about lottery winners blow through the money. They buy houses, multiple big houses, mansions, multiple cars, parties. Same with a lot of these athletes that are making millions and millions of dollars a year. They blow through it, and then, that football career is not going to last forever. That money's not going to be coming in forever. There's some of the NFL players and other sports athletes, they spend the money wisely. Invest it. Again, you got an accountant that can help you with all this good stuff so that this money's going to last you a lifetime. You pretty much, you can't do it on your own. You got to have somebody to help you.
Yeah, you do. It brought to mind, have you ever won any money?
I don't think so. I can't remember that. I mean, if I did, it was a very insignificant amount, but I can't remember that I have. I found like $40 on a sidewalk one time, and I blew through that. I mean, parties, drugs, beer, I mean, you name it. That $40 was gone in no time.
I won a cake one time at a cakewalk.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would have traded the $40 for that anytime.
Well, you said that about picking up money, finding money on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
We were coming out of the mall years ago. This is when my mom was still around. My mom was with us. She was visiting us.
Yeah.
And we come out, and there was I think it was a $100 bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we found it there on the sidewalk, and it was a big moment. My mom was ecstatic about it.
She thought you were going to take her out for dinner, a nice dinner or whatever, but she still got a bologna. She still got a bologna sandwich that
she knew
night.
Better.
Yeah. Bologna, anybody? Have you
better.
ever seen? I've picked up money before and thought it was real, but it was like it would look like a 20, but then you open it up and it's like an advertisement for a garage or something. It's not a real money. I've done that before. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Well, Billy, looks like we're out of time for this episode of Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast.
We didn't get really a chance to talk about politics. We got to do that next time.
Next time, we got more political stuff to talk about because there's a lot going on, especially back where you are, Billy. And we need to, here a couple of weeks, we'll have another show, and we'll talk more about some of the local stuff going on, the local races, and some of the controversies going on.
Department of War.
Yeah, Department of War.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Say it again. I guarantee you that in the next few days, I'm going to see somebody wearing a shirt that says Department of War.
Well, I'm sure it's already been made.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll get you one of those if I see them. I get you a Department of War shirt. I know you want one. As always, if you are interested in sponsoring our podcast, we would love to hear from you. Bill and Barry podcast at gmail.com. Or if you just want to say hi, Bill and Barry podcast at gmail.com.
Or if you're a Powerball winner, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, whoever wins this money is going to have friends and relatives and long-lost cousins and, just everybody calling and showing up at the door. That's the bad part about it. Some places will let you stay anonymous. Some places will not. I'm not sure where it is. You can be anonymous for a year, but after that, they release your name. I think once people start noticing my spending habits, they're going to know something's up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be obvious, especially where you're concerned. Yeah.
It's going to be obvious. All right, Bill, till next time. Enjoyed it as always. Enjoy South Korea. Glad you're back to your homeland.
It's lovely this time of year.
Bill is originally from North Korea. He managed to get into South Korea, and they let him stay for some reason. Anyway, till next time, Billy Boy, we will be back in a couple of weeks with another edition of the Bill and Barry Low Budget Podcast. See you later, Billy.
Ciao.
This has been Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast. Our theme music is by Laurie Basillo. The song is Here For You from her 2022 album, Your Love. Join us again soon for another episode of Bill and Barry's Low Budget Podcast.